Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I am really excited to be filming. Not too long ago I filmed a video where I tried to dupe the new Natasha Denona Chrome palette. It's a palette that hasn't even dropped yet, but I saw pictures of it. Everybody was going, crazy about it because of the multi-chromes in it. So I went ahead and did a video duping that palette, or what I thought the palette would look like, as close as I could with palettes or shadows from palettes in my collection. So that's what I want to do today, but we are going to be duping the new Melt Cosmetics and Beetlejuice collection. When I saw the collection pictures drop on Melt's website and on Trendmood's website, my jaw dropped. I love the purple, the green, the hot pink, just the whole vibe, the whole collection. I love the movie Beetlejuice. I watched it as a kid more times than I can count. And I'm in love with this collection. I will probably buy the palette, at least one of the palettes. There's two in the collection. I'll buy at least one of them when it comes out. If you guys enjoyed this kind of video from me, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. It lets YouTube know that you like it. It lets me know you like it. And I'll be sure to create more videos like this in the future. Plus, it helps my channel out when you guys engage with me, whether it be leaving comments, liking my videos, sharing my videos. So I'm very grateful when you guys take the time to do that. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, but you like makeup and beauty content, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button before clicking off today. If you do subscribe, tap that notification bell so you don't miss future uploads. Let's dupe this palette. Okay, I will link down below everything else that's on my face in this video. I did a separate video testing out a brand new foundation. I will link that video in the cards above. I don't know which one's coming out first, but regardless, and I will link all the other products that I'm wearing in the description box, in case you're wondering. For my eye base, I'm using the P. Louise base. We are going to be creating an eye look with the eyeshadows that I pick out today, so that's why I've got like the blank canvas going on. I'm excited to do that. I enjoyed doing that in my last video, so I'm probably going to keep on with that same format going forward when I decide to do videos like this. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get started. Okay, this palette is the first one that they've revealed. I don't know what the second palette looks like yet, and if I like it enough, I may dupe that one as well. But I wanted to go ahead and show you guys what I could do with this one first. So if we're looking at the palette, it's got, first of all, I love the packaging. I love the green. I love how it's got the stripes, hence why I wore the stripes today. I like the green and purple combo. It's just colors that I love, colors I love to play with. So I've already picked out the shades out of the palettes, as close as I could get it to what's in this palette. They're not going to be exact. Obviously, I don't have this palette in my possession. I just have a picture. So I'm going to be duping it to the best of my abilities by looking at a picture. The very first shade that I picked out is that really bright, vibrant green. So I had a little bit of trouble with this one. I kept picking out lime green shades, and this one leans a little more like, it's lime green, but it's like a bright lime green. It's almost like a neon or like a yellowish lime green. So I finally stumbled upon my Take Me Back to Brazil palette from BH Cosmetics. I bought this palette when I first really started getting into makeup like 3 years ago. I don't think I've ever put this palette on my eyes. I swatched it a little bit, and I don't know, guys. I never ended up playing with it, and it's got some really beautiful bright colors in here. But the shade that I think matches the shade in the palette the most is this one right up here. It kind of looks like it's not as vibrant in this palette. Again, we only know what we see in this picture, so I don't know how similar it's going to be, but it looked pretty damn similar to me, so that's the one I picked out. Like, I'm really particular when it comes to picking out, like, the right shades and whatnot. So I really tried. Like, I went through quite a few palettes before I stumbled upon this color. Like, you could see how it's got a yellow kind of undertone to it. It's definitely green, but it's got that yellow undertone that I was looking for. And actually on camera, it's showing up completely yellow. In person, it's more of a lime green. So that's the first shade. Now, the second shade in this palette, I had some difficulties with. I struggled because this shade is like a really deep emerald green. And I wanted something that was going to be true to tone. Like, I've got plenty of green shimmers, but finding a green shimmer that was this like rich, deep emerald green, I couldn't believe I had so much trouble finding the shade. So the shade that I picked out that was like the closest that I could get to this, and it's not exact enough to make me satisfied. Like, I'm kind of irked by it, but it's the closest I could get, is from the BH Cosmetics Sweet Shop palette. This is their Pistachio palette. So, hey, yay for BH Cosmetics. We're 2 for 2 here. And it's this shade right here. This really bright, like rich green shower shade. This one is a little too bright. I needed something that was deeper, but again, I didn't have anything close enough to that in my collection. Like, one of the other shades that I looked at is from the Smoke Sessions palette from Melt Cosmetics, and it's the shade Mean Green, but even this one is just not, it's not the right tone of green. So, I ended up just siding with the BH Cosmetics Pistachio palette, so we're doing this one. Because this one is deeper than the Melt shade. Such a beautiful shade. This palette, by the way, is absolutely stunning. The Pistachio palette. I did a look with it. If you guys are interested in checking out that look, you're interested in this palette from BH, go check out that video. I mean, such a fantastic palette. Anyway, the next shade is this really beautiful, like, it's like a chartreuse, right? I don't have any exact replicas of this shade in my collection. This was another toughie. I actually was surprised that I had such a difficult time duping this one. I thought it was going to be a piece of cake, like a walk in the park. And I don't have some of these specific tones. You know what? I had originally picked out the shade Lorelei from the Gemini palette from Melt Cosmetics. And that's this one right here. But looking in this palette, like Lorelei is more of a, like a grungy mustardy yellow type of, or mustard, I don't really want to call it a yellow, but it's more of that mustardy type of tone. But the more I look at this palette, the more I see it's not really like a mustard shade. It's more like the shade Mochi. And that's this really pretty, like, chartreuse shade. This one's not even really, I don't know what to call this. But that's, I think, what's closest. So that's the one we're going to pick. I have not dipped into this palette in forever. And I love this palette. Look how beautiful. So the shade that I thought was closest to this really gorgeous, like, grungy golden green shade is from the Melt Cosmetics Smoke Sessions palette. And it's the shade Granddaddy, which is this one. Where are you at? Right here. So that's what we have so far. That's that top row. All right, moving down to the next row is all purples. I had a really hard time finding purples that were similar enough in tone because the ones in this palette are very similar. Okay, so the first shade that I picked out, actually, I originally started off with an Adept Cosmetics shade, and then when I swatched it out, I was like, you know what? It just doesn't, it's not the right tone. So then I found the shade UFO from Tara Moon's Cosmetics. And if you look at the shade in this palette, it almost looks like it might have, I don't know, like a red undertone to it. And I remembered that this shade here also has, you know, it's purple, but there's this slight, like, red undertone to it. I can't explain it. If you own this shadow, you know what I mean. But that's the one I picked to dupe the shade Recently Deceased. So when we're looking at that next shade down, that really vivid, bright, like matte purple, the shade that I picked out of my collection to dupe that is from one of my newest palettes. This is the Juvia's Place, the Nubian Royal. And the shade I picked out is this really gorgeous matte purple right here. Like, look how stunning this purple is. And it performs really well because I just used it recently and I loved it. Okay, that next shade down is more of like a, it's purple, but it's got this richness to it. Like, how do I explain this? Almost like a pinky purple. Not really. I don't know how to describe it. I'm just going to show you the color that I picked out that I thought looked most similar to this that's in my collection. I grabbed the shade Bare Minimum, and it's from the It's My Pleasure palette from ColourPop. And it's this shade right here. We have some interesting tones we've paired together. Okay, last but not least is another matte purple, but this one's just a little bit lighter than the last one that we used. So I tried to find a purple that was close enough in tone to what's in this palette. Everything that I chose was like showing up pink. This shade is definitely not pink. So I ended up picking a shade from the ABH Volume 1, Norvina Volume 1, and it's the shade right here. It's B4. There we have it. That is my version of this palette. So what I'm going to do now is come up with an eye look. I've already got the P. Louise base laid down on my lids. I'm going to tap out the lines because they look horrific. And then we'll go from there. So are you guys enjoying this kind of video from me? Where I try to dupe, a popular new release. One that hasn't even hit the market yet. You'll have to let me know how you feel about it. Because I think it's so much fun. I really enjoy doing it. It kind of makes me excited. Like, I almost feel like I already have it. Like, I've already got it. I've got the palette sitting here. Don't need it. You know what I mean? It's exciting. I'm a nerd. Alright, I think what I want to do first is take this really bright purple from the Juvia's Place palette. And we're going to build that up in the, crease area. And we're going to blow it out with that really beautiful lime green shade. That's where we're going to start anyway. Man, it doesn't take long for those lines in my lids to appear, does it? Okay. I'm going to take a pencil brush to pack that really beautiful, vibrant purple in the crease.
Want me to shut your door, Mom?
Sure.
Okay.
Thanks, Pookie. I do want to see what happens when I add that really bright green and try to smoke that out. So let's do it. From the BH Cosmetics palette, this really pretty green. It's a very interesting color combination. Alright, I'm going to take a different type of brush. It's just got a more diffused head on this. And I'm going to dip into that green. And I'm going to go around the edges of this. Really get that green to show up. I love using this brush for that. Okay, so far this is what we have. I'm really pleased with the way it looks on the outside. It almost looks like a bruise and just kind of grungy. The green and the purple, I'm really digging it. I'm just debating on what I want to do on the inside here. I'm kind of struggling. I don't think I want to go with this green. It's just it's too deep green for what I'm looking for. I think I'm just going to start by packing that deeper purple on the outer edge there, while I'm trying to figure out what the hell to do next. I think what I want to do is just take that really beautiful shade from Terra Moons, that really gorgeous shimmer shade. I think I just want to put that all over the lid. I don't know, I don't know. So yummy. I actually think I kind of want to dip into that other purple. That deeper purple from the Anastasia Beverly Hills shade that I picked out. Because that purple's just not doing it for me. So it was B4. This one right here. I want to deepen up with that one. I'm not really sure how I feel about it, but we're kind of like stuck. I mean, okay, I don't really want to fool with it too much more. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm going to go ahead and drag some of these colors up here underneath. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so this is what I have so far. I'm going to repeat that on the other eye. Curl the lashes. We're going to talk about this little Beetlejuice palette and wrap this video up. Alright, so this is the finished look after I did the other eye and added a bunch of other stuff to my face. So, alright, let me recap. I used the Cleona single on my inner corner right there for the inner corner highlight in the shade Luxe. I love that shade for my inner corner highlight. I think it just, I don't know, it just does something special to the eye area. I used the Benefit Roller Lash for my mascara. I use the Makeup Forever Artist color pencil in the shade Up and Down Tan to line my lips. And then I filled in with the Rum Punch lipstick from Tarte. I used the LA Girl Shockwave Neon Eyeliner in the shade Screamin' for my lower waterline. Is that it? I didn't do any highlight today. Like, I was getting ready to, but it's late. I gotta get up early for work. I had so much fun coming up with this look. I know it's kind of crazy and loud and grungy and weird, and I like it. And it does resemble Beetlejuice, and I've got, like, the striped shirt going on, and I just feel like I'm in the Halloween spirit. I'm kind of digging it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you like this kind of video from me, please let me know down below. Leave me some feedback. Like the video if you like it. Share it if you feel so inclined. If you've made it this far in the video but you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please hit that subscribe button before you leave. Ring that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.